taking this opportunity, we have decided to felicitate today women members of IET Aurangabad Center. In this COVID-19 situation, IT have played a very crucial role in our life. Today's speaker, Dr. Jayanta, will be talking on the post-COVID-19 ICT-based services in his lecture. Lastly, I once again request all of you, all those who have not yet become members of this prestigious organization IET, to immediately become member and avail the special membership discount of 25% applicable only up to 31st March 2021. Those who are interested to become member, please fill your online form on IET website www.iet.org, or can contact me or Secretary Dr. Namrata Madam. I thank you all for listening to me and hand over to Dr. Namrata Madam for further proceedings.
Thank you, sir.
Namrata
Thank
Madam.
you for yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for briefing the activities which have been conducted in last 2 weeks. Thank you so much, sir. And also encouraging students, members to become member of IET Aurangabad Center, sir. Thank you so much. We are pleased to have with us respected Professor Ratnadeep Deshmukh, Professor and former Head, Department of Computer Science and IT, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, and immediate past Chairman, IET Aurangabad Center, and a backbone of IET Aurangabad Center. I request Sir to share his thoughts with us.
Thanks, Dr. Namrata.
Thank you, sir.
So, good evening, friends. Today we have gathered here or connected here to celebrate National Science Day as well as International Women's Day uh, by means of IET Aurangabad Center. So first of all, I would like to give or convey the best wishes or happy Women's Day to all the women fraternity in different sectors, as well as our all the IETs women members. That is good day. Congratulations on the Women's Day. As overall, that today we are having, that is Chairman of IET Aurangabad Chapter, Honorable Samde Sir, Honorable Secretary Dr. Namrata, Honorable Treasurer Dr. Sunil Deshmukh Sir, along with Vice President Dr. Ullas Sinde Sir, and all the executive committee members of the IET Center connected. And I would like to have put on the record that our IET Aurangabad Center is having majority members of as a lady members in executive committee also. I think majority will be of ladies. Samde sir?
Yes.
So,
Yes, sir. Yes.
so on the view of this National Science Day as well as this International Women's Day, our department along with the Maharashtra Marathi Vishwakosh Nirmiti Mandal, Wikimedia India, Tarabai Shinde Abhyas Kendra, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada Vidyapीठ Marathi विभाग, डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर मराठवाडा विद्यापीठाच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने, त्याचबरोबर IET औरंगाबाद सेंटर यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने we are celebrating that is this Tuesdays by means of different activities. 28th of this February we have celebrated Marathi Bhasha Din in association with IET Center, as well as on 8th of this March we have celebrated again the International Women's Day to have a contribution or writing article in Marathi language, particularly on the women's. It was dedicated to women's. Our the topics to be contribution were given or assigned, that the writer has to write on the women's any activity or a contribution by any lady in any sector. And we have conducted one technical workshop that how to upload this article on Wikimedia. So that technical session of 2 hours was conducted on the 8th of this March, along with this different. And today, as a part of regular lecture series, as Chairman Samresar has stated, we have started lecture series and we are having a lecture of at the end of that is last Saturday of every month. And I think this is the sixth lecture as a best practice of activity, regular activity from the our IETE Aurangabad Center. And today we are very much fortunate to have today's speaker for this lecture series, uh, Professor Dr. Jayanta, who is the director of National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, that is NIELIT, Guwahati Center. So we are very much fortunate that I would like to convey that Dr. Jayanta is our colleague and alumni at Aurangabad department, and now he is holding a charge of National Institute. Earlier he was, I think, holding charge of Guwahati along with Calcutta and some more NIELIT. So he is performing at national level. So we think that we are planning to catch him and to have a contribution or to have an interaction with our IET center, that is members, by means of this lecture series. So today, that we know that how we are connected now, that is we are connected online. This is the scenario due to COVID or COVID-19, and this is the hot issue or issue of discussion, that is issues and challenges and ease of use of ICT to have a better solutions, better opportunities for every stakeholder, and specifically how this ICT can be sustained with sharing knowledge and sharing the technology by means of discussion. So Professor Jayanta will be sharing his views on post-COVID-19 ICT-based services, which will be most beneficial to all the teachers, students, and researchers. So I will not take much more time in between. So, uh, on the view of that is on behalf of Aurangabad Center, definitely I would like to thank Dr. Jayanta for sparing his time out of his busy schedule. Official thanks will be at last. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So over to Dr. Namrata. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wishes, as well as thank you for briefing us all the activities which has been done under your guidance throughout these 2 last weeks, sir. Thank you so much. Moving further, I want to quote a quote by Charles. The fastest way to change society is to mobilize the women of the world. IETE has given a very generous platform for the women. Rohit, can you share that particular slide? Rohit, just a moment. Rohit, okay.
हाँ मैं उसको बोल रहा हूँ मैडम फोन पे
हाँ सर,
लैब में होगा शायद
मैं शेयर करके जैसे
हाँ
हाँ
रोहित
करना करना.
रोहित ते ऑनलाईन ना पीपीटी शेअर करायची ना तुला
ते ट्री शेअर
हो हो एक
करायचं.
मिनिट करतोय
स्क्रीन शेअर करायची ना
करतोय
हाँ या
हो yes
Yes. If you see this particular tree, we can say that this is the growth which we all women have got in this particular center, and all the members are the ground which has given us a full-fledged flourishing movements. So we thank all the IIT Aurangabad members. And on the eve of International Women's Day, the center wants to remember each and every lady member who have contributed to the growth of the center. I would like to thank past Secretary of Center, Professor Bharti Gowli, Dr. Seema Kautekar, past and present Executive Committee members, Dr. Abhilasha Mishra, Dr. Mukta Dopeshwarkar, Dr. Mukti Jadhav, Dr. Vaishali Ingle, and on this occasion, want to welcome all the new lady members to the family of IET. I welcome Dr. Vandana Deshmukh, Dr. Smita Kasar, Srimati Deepa Dharmadikari, Srimati Subhashri Sawant, if one girl with courage is a revolution, imagine what feats we can achieve together. So we are very happy and proud to have you all as a stars in our family. Thank you all. With this, last month only, few more new members have joined in our family. So I want to personally welcome all those. So I welcome Dr. Ajit Godke, Dr. Buyar, Dr. Rawat, Dr. Nakari, Dr. Janwar, Dr. Paimode, Dr. Vinayak Rao Devlankar. So I welcome all the members to the family. Thank you. We have been honored and proud to have with us the dynamic and enthusiastic personality as our chief guest, Professor Yumnam Jain Singh. He received Master and PhD in Computer Science from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. He has 18 plus years of expertise both in research, teaching, and management at academic institutes, universities, and CMMI software industries. Currently holding the post of the director at National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, Ministry, Government of India, Guwahati, with the additional charge of Shillong. He had worked as professor, head of department of computer science at few QS World Top 300 universities such as Swinburne University of Technology at Malaysia, Mustafa University, Nottingham, Trent University, Skyline University, Dubai. He also had worked with CMM5 IT firms such as Inclusion for Project from Philips Morris USA, Tech Mahindra, project from British Telecom. He has produced many PhD MTech students. He has executed several research and capacity building projects for the youths. He has published many review papers and has developed and taught courses at graduate and postgraduate levels. His research interests are analytical expert system using blockchain, data science, warehouse and mining, AI cloud computing, IoT, image processing, agile, Scrum software development practices. He is a member of various prestigious bodies like IEEE, ACM, IET, and many more. Some of his executed and in progress socially relevant projects are flipped classroom blended training for virtual or online classes, assembling makeup startup in northeastern region mainly on IoTs, agriculture, IoT healthcare, AI chatbots, virtual reality or animation, electric vehicle charging, and many more. Future skill projects for youth in the area of IT, basically cloud, data science, blockchain, and data mining AI. Spoken tutorial converting online English language learning material to local northeastern languages like Manipuri or Khasi. Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Sakshakta Abhiyan, free computer education at villages. Pradhan Mantri Kushal Vikas Yojana, free computer training for youths, and many R&D projects he is holding for social causes. So I request Dr. Jayanta for his talk. Over to Jayanta, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. At first, I want to congratulate all the women on this Women's Day, and I want to give my respect to our chairman, Sri Samret sir, and R.R. Desmukh sir, and Madam Namrata for inviting me for this wonderful talk series. And also want to welcome all the STEAM members of IETE Aurangabad and other guests which is coming from other college, university, industry, as well as the students coming from all over different parts of India as well as units. Like Madam has given so many information that from last 17 years I'm in IT field, which is very much in the development as well as uh, training program of the youths and other thing. Now, on this time, I want to share my slide. If my slide is visible, kindly update me.
हाँ
No, Jayanta. Your screen is visible.
No, it will come. It will come
Okay.
at some time. So there are so many information has been passed to the general public from Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So some of this facility which is already passed to the citizen from the ministry, because of these facilities only we could do a lot of activity in the area of digital services, starting from the delivery of classes uh, or taking online exams or some other activity. I'm afraid I don't know the screen is
बट
shared.
ये लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में ये विंडो है
Yeah,
स्क्रीन
yeah,
का,
I saw.
हाँ उस पर
So I
क्लिक
am
करके
sharing the
शेयर करिए.
entire
So
screen.
already we tested it. I don't
Yeah.
know. Some issue has happened now.
It is
Yes.
coming now.
No, no, Jayanta.
So
You try once. Otherwise, madam, do you have a PPT?
No, he has not shared. Jayanta, if possible, you can
yes,
share.
yes, yes, yes. I will.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, it's visible.
Okay, great. So like that, because these slides that I am sharing is only for the knowledge only, because today we cannot have much thing about the research and the activity that we are doing. I think slide is visible to all now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I am going to cover five different topic where it will be
And
some.
1 minute. I just want that the sharings you can drop it down. You're
Hmm.
sharing your entire screen. That's light.
Yeah.
If you can drop.
Sure. So these are some of the five topics that I want to share to the public here, because there are some points which is very much important for the teacher. There are some points who are very much interesting for the students, and there are some points which is required for as a citizen of India. So now I go to the next point. This is the first thing that I want to highlight, that in this new education policy 2020, education sector has been allotted like 6% of our GDP. Those who are knowing about the GDP, actually 6% of GDP is a very high amount, which never been allotted to education department so far. So we can do so many things with this one, but the responsibility lies to the teacher or the university or the institutional heads how to avail this allotted amount. So now I go to the industry 4.0, and actually I just want to bring the history of industry revolution here. You see industry 1.0, it is about a mechanical thing. Then industry 4.0 is about the mass production. Industry 3.0 is about the automation. Now actually our life, the person something like me, like who is in the 40s, or in the average of 40 to 50, so we grown in the era of industry 3.0. But now what is happening is industry 4.0, where it is about dealing about automation of many activity. You can see some of the highlight slides over there. Industry 4.0, the white paper of industry 4.0 was conceived in 2013. Now it's a 21 going on, almost 7-8 years before. It was suggested that all of our activity which is handled by using manual activity has to be converted in the form of automation, which will have less minimum of human intervention. For example, now what is going to be happen is A workman no need to do each manual labor for moving its article or cutting the items by using his physical thing, but only he has to know how to use the CNC buttons, and then those buttons will work for him. Means these buttons are going to be implemented with the automation of all these processes. So this is the history that which is coming. So whether we want or we don't want, we are in the industry 4.0, and we need to do a lot of automation processes. Now, when we talk about the automation processes, I am bringing some of this information related to the academic only, the education department only. When we talk about this automation, we need a lot of materials also. For example, if you start from the top, the Internet of Things is there, the smart sensors, robotics, data analytics, so on, so on, so many activities are required. You may not have information for all of these one, but at least you need to know where you are working. For example, some guys are working in the electronics, then electronics guy has to consider the what is framework, what is required in the framework of industry 4.0, what electronics people has to do, computer people has to do together. Now there is one more important thing which is coming up, and also there are some red colors that I have shown here. We have did this one physically here in our institution. Even though industry 4.0 has been proposed in 2013, we have delayed, and so many delays has been take place. When the COVID comes here, everybody was shaking, everybody was closing everything because we were not prepared for this digital skill set. There are something that digital skill set has to be this implemented in the daily activity that whatever we are doing. In NALIT, when we have considered that the online activities, online classrooms and other things, only 50% of the students could attend the classes. Maximum attendance was only 50%. There are a lot of processes, there are a lot of missing things in our society, our education system. There are some guys who are having a lot of problem for the online class system. There are people who are having gadget. There are some people about the audio video, the connectivity issue, the data usage issue, and all those type of things. So later on with this COVID, it is taught that two things that we need to understand. One is the digital skill set for self and the student. Another one is interaction with the help of digital networkings. Means tomorrow a student is going to give exam, or the student is going to give interview online. So giving online examination, or giving online interview, job recruitment is not easy. That is why the digital skill set of the self in the time of study as well as in the time of job interview, these two things are going to be very, very interesting and very, very challenging thing in the coming days. Now, how the AI and how the these ICT things are using in the academic activity. Already this is known to all of us that online activities are taking place. One is a blended mode. Some part of the informations are provided in the physical mode by use of internet and other thing, and some part of this one done by the online. But another thing coming up here is the flipped classroom. In the flipped classroom, what is happening in the traditional classroom has been flipped, where the student has to prepare a lot. And Namrata madam has shared that I have been working in some of the foreign university. Already this flipped classroom facility has been provided in all those foreign university long back before the COVID. But in India, because of some condition or some condition, it does not happen. Now a lot of MOOC and other blended way of teaching on online materials are provided. But the assessing point where the students are using the mobiles and all these things, these gadgets are not made, or the websites are not made for assessing all those information. That is why the flipped classroom is coming. In this flipped classroom, the uses of the cloud computing are used and very extensively, where the informations are provided to the students in advance, and these materials are studied by the student, and students come to the online classes only to raise their concerns, their queries. That is why the traditional way of teaching everything by the teacher at their home, and then just like omit and this type of thing happening, it is not in the flipped classroom. In the flipped classroom, normally the class activities are to clear the doubts of the students only. So this pre-classroom is also a very big, and there are big challenges are there for every institution, either it's a college or the university or the schools like that. It is having more problems in the college level. Now in this flipped classroom, there are some lab setups are required. So I will skip some of these things very shortly. There are some lab setup has to be done so that the materials could be stored or downloaded very easily to their smartphones of the students. Another one is when the students are having a problem, there should be a medium where the student can pop up their queries to the teacher. And during the class, after the class, there are some more activity has to be done. The assessment mode is very difficult here because everybody, we need to know who is the real students or other things. So there are some process are involved in this one. So I will skip this one because of the timing. Now the some more activities that what we do is we are also changing the looks and the feels that we call as a UI and the UX, user interface and the user experiences, because the material that the MOOC, the AICT, the UGC, and the NAC, and so many information provided by the university. Even Marathwada University has translated or tried to make some medium and other thing. Some of these facilities are not that much convenient to the students. In order to bring to the convenience of the students, the material has to be split into very, very small pieces of 3 minute, 4 minute, and that the size of 3 minute video should not be more than 1 MB to MB, so that 5 to 10 videos can make a chapter. Then around 10 chapters, there will be around 30 40 small videos to understand. So in that one, in NALIT also we are incorporating the UI and the UX. We also have the portal for this one. So I'm very proud to say that our portal is used by at least 1 lakh students in one time. Concurrently, almost 1 lakh students can use this facility. And also the community radio. So there are two types of community radio. One is the community radio, only the voice is given to deliver the classes. Another one is YouTube based video. Wherever the internet facilities are available, what is happening in the classroom can be delivered in the form of video. Or otherwise, in the long hill areas or the terrain places or the network connectivities are very poor, then only the radio facility can be given. And blended and the teaching this thing, there are some responsibilities of the teachers are there. In fact, I have prepared for 1 hour, so as we don't have 1 hour, so I'm skipping this one. That there are some responsible that as a teacher, as a father, as a parents, we have a lot of responsibility to find out, segregate and other thing. I'm skipping this one. Another one is
जयंता सर,
yes sir.
आपका स्क्रीन दोबारा से गया है, शेयर करना पड़ेगा शायद.
Okay.
एक स्लाइड पहले अभी. हाँ, एक
सर नहीं सर, जहाँ पे पुअर कनेक्टिविटी है ना वहाँ नहीं, हमको दिख रहा है उसका स्क्रीन.
दिख रहा है ना? अच्छा.
हाँ, मतलब मेरे पास 2 कनेक्टेड है, तो एक पे दिख रहा है, एक पे नहीं. जहाँ पे कनेक्टिविटी पुअर हो रही वहीं पे उसका नहीं दिख रहा है.
ठीक है, फिर कंटिन्यू सर, कंटिन्यू.
Oh, I have stopped. Okay, anyway.
Okay, दोबारा.
You have to. हाँ, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So some responsibility I am skipping here. Now I go to another responsibility, because as all of us are belongs to the community of a teacher or a parent, in the education environment we need to incorporate a lot of virtual reality thing. So in the international arena, the 80% of the syllabus of the geography has been converted to the virtual reality. We talk about the layers of the earth and other thing, the crust and other thing. Actually, in other bigger university, these things can be seen by the students by using the small gadget. And then how to take all these facilities and other thing. In last slide, I'm going to share you where is going on in the NALIT or in IT ministry about this virtual reality and other thing. History is also converted into 74%. The natural sciences, geography, chemistry, and all these things are also converted up to 62%. So whenever we are converting something, we can also adopt this virtual reality classroom for better understanding of the students. Now I go to another point. There are a lot of MOOCs available, and also I was a part of spoken tutorial with IIT Bombay. So many material has been converted from the English to the local medium like Manipuri, Assami, Khasi, and Nepali language and other thing. And some of the videos we have given our voice, and these are translated in the native language so that students can understand. So what happened is pre-COVID, the translated videos become very expensive for the boys and the girl to download. If the video is something of 225 MB or 30 MB, just imagine a boy or the girl is attending class for 3 hours or 4 hours. In 1 hour, 2 or 3 video download. They are 1.2 GB, the free GB or the space provided by Jio or Airtel, and everything is finished. So actually they will not download or they will not join the online classes properly. That is why we have incorporated some of these UI UX facilities so that this can be splitted into smaller videos, and then frame can be resized so that at least some video can be reach out to all those students like that. Then another one is here the mimic of the teachers are present in front of the students, and actually this is not our video, is just copied from this thing, but we are implementing this type of thing so that the real look like teacher can be seen to the students, and then students can interact with them like that. And then another example, these things that what is happening is examination. We use very extensively the proctor based examination. Madam was talking about PMG DISA. At least 1 lakh 2 lakh candidate on the monthly basis, we have to access that the basic digital knowledge of those candidates are accessed properly or not. And then examinations are certified by NELIT together with CSC departments. The candidate has to come through some medium, and they have to show and they have to justify themselves that they are the real candidate. Then the examination take place. So in this one, we use a lot of proctoring as an officer. Proctor is an officer who will monitor the candidate during the test, and a lot of CCTV camera, remote devices and other things. And they were called in some of the internet cafe. Then through that internet cafe, the examination take place. So this is also a very interesting thing, the proctor-based examination. And nowadays the online book examination system is also established. And one more thing that I have just mentioned before is the online job recruitment, because here also we do a lot of online recruitment system. So the false candidate will give by giving the false concern, something like internet is not good, something like that, but the answer will be given by some of their friends and all those type of things. And document verification is also one thing now. Due to the support of digital locker and other thing, document verifications are becoming very easy. But still, whenever we are doing the process of document verification for admission of the BCA or the MSc student or the PhD students, we ourselves are having a lot of problem in this one. Now I go to another one. So in the online examination system or open book examination system, the textbook system, the lecture notes and other thing, these are becoming some of the something like their pens and the pencil. Means we are allowing them to use any type of learning material, but at the same time we are also testing them whether they are getting the screen prerequisite skills or not. So that is why, as a teacher, to check how your students are performing, or as a student to give exam properly, digital skill sets are very important. That is why online verification or offline or the blended flipped classroom and all these type of things are becoming very important for this post-COVID activity. Now, one more activity that whenever we are doing business, what we are doing is, you can see the number one is the Qutub Minar, second one is the Ajanta Caves, third one is the Lautak Lake in Manipur. So what we are doing is we are converting all this type of digital physical this thing into the digital tourism thing. So these guys will wear something, and then only the interesting part will be shown to these candidates, and wherever they want to do the digital tourism, then they will be given some gadget. Through that gadget they will give, at least there is not 100% feels like a physical visit, but digitally they can do something. And another one is the quote post COVID, the ICT or the AI techniques are used in agriculture, drone, and then other charting with the experts. Another thing, I'm also skipping this one, and these are also something like that digital soil testing, because digital soil testing is also coming up now in order to avoid the physical uh, touch of the the farmers, the gadgets and other thing. And it is also using a lot of agri cloud. And also in this crop fertilizer management system, the artificial intelligence and the ICT takes a long lying, the support pillar here, and so on, so on. And there are some gadgets that our students try to produce to find out whether the water level or the crops, the content of the sugar of that crops is okay, it is properly ripe or not, or other thing like that. Then in the healthcare, so everybody know about the robots are used to monitor and also help. Now in this part, people are also using the IoT based devices, which IoT based devices are made in the size of a cat or a dog, and they are use this one as a pet. The pet, the dogs and the cats that what we are putting in our house. So recently in one of the visit in one of the university at the UK, we saw some pets they made especially for the uh, uh, patients feel so lonely. They make small robot in the shape of cats and the dogs, and they will touch whenever they are touching this pet, and the cats are also behaving like the real cats and the dog, and they are playing and they are doing, they are mixing with other things. And about this is also another one for the waste management, that different ways. At least 10 minutes I have to talk on this waste management, and that is why I will be skipping some of this activity here, and so on. So now I am coming to the very small students part, the kids part. Here we are doing basic coding for the school children, what we call as a STEM. So what happened is 5 days program we run here. In the first day, they are asked, these students from class 1 to class 4 are taught how to choose the language typing. For example, if there are some assignment that they have to do online, and English will be chosen, and there are students who need to do some assignment, something like that in Assami or Hindi or Marathi and other things. So the first day we teach this one. Second day, some static robot by using the papers, and that they are taught cutting, pasting, and then they will make something like a robot. And then third day we are teaching them the EV3 Mindstorm robots. Then fourth day, fifth day onward by using this one. So the meaning of using this one is many of the parents are unable to respond to the demands of the schools and the colleges, the online. Even they don't know how to change the screen, how to change the keyboard. For example, most of us are comfortable in English, but tomorrow if somebody is saying that you have given a assignment in Hindi, you type in Hindi and submit to us. It is not easy. So we taught this type of, all those type of thing. Some are online, some are offline, and with the safety practice of COVID, and in 5 days we taught most of the things which is demanded from a school. That is why the schools, students, also teachers, and also especially the parents are also very happy with this type of STEM program, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics for the young mind. And now this is an example where even my boys are also played this type of things very happily, and they meet some of their parents with the COVID protocol and all this type of thing. Now I go to another point. Coming to this point, artificial intelligence, data science, robotic, there are special scheme from Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. And under Atal mission, many school, at least 2,000, 3,000 school has been given this facility to set up the labs in their schools schools starting from class 1 to class 12. Maybe definitely in Aurangabad also there may be a lot of schools who has set up this type of activity. And there are another event called as AI for Youth. There are also many government schools are given facility to implement this type of activity. So in the next generation, because of this COVID and other things, so much such type of activities are performing in so much areas in different sectors. Some from the Ministry of Electronics, some from the Niti Aayog, some from the university, some from the Education Ministry and other thing. Many body are implementing so many activities so that in coming years our boys, our parents, or especially the homemaker women will not have any problem from the schools of these things. Our boys and the girls will learn by themselves. Now I go to part two. Part two is where I want to concentrate about what we are doing in our house. So here, one of the paper accepted for Taylor and Francis, I want to explain here. We developed some model, some process where the waste management services can be utilized as a services, paid services like a cloud computing. So very soon I will run this one. For example, when we go to the environment effect from the IT industry, you can see the number of the servers and the racks that we have in Amazon. So many. And then what a storage device produce the electricity consumption, this utilization of the other so many activities. Because of this one, the energy consumption increase and the carbon dioxide emission is increasingly, and the IT industry gives at least 2% of the global carbon emission to 2% of the contribution, and so on so on. If we go to the green computing, many of our faculty members may be working on the green computing. So in the green computing, so many activities are take place in order to reduce some of the hazardous material, to minimize the uses of the energy, to recycle some of the biodegradable, the products and other thing. And whenever we see some of these new products coming, like the freeze, refrigerator, the washing machine, the gas, ACs and other thing, you can see the energy symbol. It shows that it is energy compliant, means it does not consume much energy. 4 stars are also given, then different things are also given. Now I go to the waste. As we, whoever in this electronics, and especially the members of IETE, definitely having a connection to either to the IT or the electronics, and definitely the waste are produced from our site. Maybe your laptops, the printer, any material, mobile gadgets and everything. So you can see the hubs of these things are made on the daily basis in your department also. Now these are some of the waste management rules says. So many rules are available. Maybe one or two rule can be a write down for the references only. And e-waste scenario, if we see globally, India will produce 1.7 metric ton. Globally, China will produce 6 million tons. Japan will produce, even though Japan is very small, they produce more waste than India. And most of these wastes are not pre-processed, and some of these waste materials are coming to India, and in India reassemble by pulverization and other assembly take place. And so many of our ocean, rivers and all these places are dumped with all this waste material. Now if we go to the real scenario of waste material, you see Maharashtra is number 1, and it is a report as per the report of 2015 from ICGASS, and then Tamil Nadu is number 2, and so on other places, and these are all industry places. And because I believe that 99% of the staffs are from audience are from Maharashtra, so Maharashtra is in number 1 in production of the waste material. So waste material rule 2016, there is one rule which talks about how to dismantle and how to handle, how to manage the waste which is produced from an office, from a house and other thing. What we have to do as an office, what we have to do as an individual, some of the rules are written down. Now I go to some more. E-waste and the informal sector, something like these waste things are managed by the people who are having some problem, or maybe because of the poverty, because of the job market, because of this thing, and it is not reported to us. For example, from computer science department of Baba Saheb Ambedkar University, some computer has been sold, or some broken tube has been given to some other, kawariwalas and other thing. We never know where they take this one. Correct. Then what are the things that they are doing with this one, and how it is coming to us also we never know. So this is the actual thing that we are about to teach the formal recycler. There are recycle facilities are provided from the same Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. I am very confident, and I am very confidently saying all these things because during my last 3 year tenure at NALIT Kolkata as a director over there, we have executed a lot of activity of such trainings and the awareness program for entire India by sitting at this thing. And many of the department member also know, they also attended some of the training like that. And some recyclable materials are provided, so I will just skip this one. In informal sectors are also available. These informal sector, formal sectors are okay, informal sectors are very dangerous. Now the percentage of the waste of the material, if you see the freeze contain maximum number of this thing, a freeze in the washing machine content, and then even the TV set, the waste materials, whatever the content, later on we can share these slides. And from a PC, what are the things that are available? The plastics, the leads, aluminiums, and other thing. In fact, it contains some part of means some bigger portion of gold also. And this is also a very attractive point for those informal sector laborers. So they want to find out, they want to extract the copper, and especially the coppers and the aluminum and the gold part, and other rest of the thing they want to throw away. So those type. So like that recovery systems, and there are lifespan timing of all these activities. So I am skipping some of these things. Many of this waste material has a health hazardous, and the example, so I am skipping this one. Arsenic is also one thing, lead also, and the other thing also. I will skip some of this material, and these are some of the direct impacts. The e-waste material, whatever it is coming in the form of our food or air pollution, or in the form of water vapor and other thing, it will affect many part of our body, which are in the very sensitive areas, starting from your brain to the inner part of all our body. Now I go to this one. This is a one example that what we got. For example, you can see in the right side the food, how the food take place. Actually, all these plants, everything, that even though many are saying we are purely vegetarian, but how you see the vegetarians, the vegetables are grown. In the left side, the cows are there, the waste materials are thrown away, mostly the plastic material, and we don't know, after taking out the gold and other thing with the using a lot of excess and other thing, all these guys are eating all this material, and then from those cows we are getting the milk, and the milk is coming to our house, we are eating, drinking ourselves, and we are feeding to our small babies also, which is less than 1 year, and the food process. This is the impact. And in some of the areas, it is not nice to mention, but in some of the state, the burning in order to take out the gold, silver, and other thing, acid bath is take place in order to find out the golds, other thing, and the remaining parts of these things are thrown out. And this is some of the workplaces. In the workplaces, every places wherever we are sitting, actually we are generating some waste material, so on. Actually, I'm skipping something, and we are concerned about something called as ROIs, the restriction of hazardous material. Hazardous materials are not all the time hazardous, but there are some limits are given there. According to the e-waste rule 2016, the rules are given that what are the things to be done by the producer of this waste material, and there are 6 chapters are available in this one, and rules talks about the record maintaining another thing. I am skipping this one, and this is one of the snapshot training that NALIT had conducted. Even in Aurangabad, you can see whether some of you has been there or not. Itanagar, Chhattisgarh, Gangtok, Haridwar, Simla, Meghalaya, Punjab, Nagaland, and other many things. Many of 29 states we have conducted for something like 5,500 government officials. So it was our responsibility to give this awareness program, and that is a responsibility lies to the individual that how they manage after getting this information. And this is based on this one we have produced one paper, one article in Taylor Sir Francis, that how we can use this waste collection or waste management facility as best services. So we have find out different uses of the remote sensing material in order to know the status of a city, and all these things are connected, and then the bins are provided. You can see the recycling units available all over the country, and this is some of the models that we were talking about, the numbers of the bins and the recycling units and the dumping places, and what about the trucks, the facility and other thing. All these things are navigated through Wi-Fi devices, SMS facilities and other thing, and these are controlled by a geo database system which is mainly in the pollution control department. And then after understanding this one, we try to develop a data warehouse system. In this data warehouse system, all these parts are connected and try to gather information. From this one, all those different tables are integrated together to form a special data warehouse device. And by using different types of the attributes and other possible data analytics processes, we try to find out, audits are required, the surveys are required in different cities and other thing. And then finally, we put all these type of things in the data cube. Multi-dimensional data are used in order to project this one, in order to see this one from different angle with the modeling form. And then we use frequent pattern tree, construction type of tree, so that the base, the polluted, less polluted cities, facilities can be identified all together. Then we put a lot of proximity centers, so that from a dustbin, if how much content is already filled, 50%, 70%, all those type of thing, then all this information are passed to the cloud server, and these cloud servers are connecting to the pickup vans, and then so on. We try to save the unnecessarily travel of the trucks and other things also. We have implemented this one miniature in the office, not in the general public in the city. And then we try to find out the field capacity or the field level of the status of this one, so that the route can be maxed in not to dirty the places of all the city. And then several reports has been found out, so on. Then this type of activity has been given and startup with the help of the startups, and then startups will charge some amount from all those digital thing, and so on. In many places now, the startups on the waste management processing has been started in many part of India also, and so on. So many other facilities are provided for different angle. So due to the time, I have to cut my presentation, because I would like to respect all the time of everybody. And with this, I want to thank the organizer for giving me a good chance to interact with some of the ICT in the academic as well as the individual level and the control of the waste management system. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayanta. If somebody has questions or queries, we have 5 to 10 minutes for discussion.
So, Dr. Jayanta,
Yes, sir.
Deshmukh here. So, I would like to ask that whether is there any scheme, or as your centers are conducting the awareness program regarding this waste management. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Uh,
have time to time we have a scheme, and also I think one slide has been missed out when I skipped the slide. I was talking about the virtual reality. MIT, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, has been empowered to train many government officials in 10 applications, such as virtual reality, cloud computing, blockchain, and other things. If some of the guys are interested, please give me one email message, then I will connect you to those centers on the cloud computing. Calcutta, before I transfer here, so they were working on the blockchain. Then Sikkim Center is working on the virtual reality. Real type of thing with the machines and other thing will be given at least 40 hours of free training for all government officers.
Okay. And suppose other than this NILET centers,
Yeah.
if any university department or any college wants to conduct this type of program,
Yes, sir.
whether any sort of support.
Definitely, sir. Because in the ministry we have a department called as the electronics and waste management department,
Okay.
and with this one, Hyderabad, I think they have even started one postgraduate MTech program in e-waste management.
Okay.
Even they have started by full scholarship of all those boys and the girls. If some university want to start and do something, it will be very much uh, supporting to each other.
Oh, okay. 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 Yeah.
Any more queries? Okay.
That is, if we want to conduct the course at our department again, so uh, whether any assistance from the department we will get support means in the form of any resources or that financial support uh, to Jayantas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will communicate in
Yeah, yeah.
this, because resources are available for 3 days free training and other thing.
Okay,
Even
okay.
there are some recycling units are also available in each of the state.
Okay.
Because if we give experience, the hand-on experience, then we want to give the detailed experiences. How people are extracting gold from a mobile. Maybe some of you maybe started. Oh, let's start something ourselves also like that.
Yeah, yeah. So you share me the details. I
Sure,
will
sir.
be in touch and we'll decide. Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think no more queries are there. If any things are coming up, we will be communicating those queries directly to Jayanta. Thank you, Jayanta. We were very delighted to see like you are very dedicated for education. From long time we are seeing you. We're being a bachelor student together. So from that time I know how dedicated you were. But today we were really proud to see the variety of projects you are doing, and really this makes us proud that you're working in every sector like agriculture, e-waste. So we really feel delighted, and these projects also have now encouraged in some way that, like you have said, Maharashtra is one of the most e-waste material supplier, you can say in one sense. So
Yes,
we
sir.
will also feel as a responsibility that we will be doing something for this particular part also. And in another sense, we are also proud, Jayanta, that you are taking education to the farthest corner of Northeast in their language. So today was very delightful day, we can say, on this occasion. We are very proud also, and hope that you will be having more success. We will see more thing from you, Jayanta. Thank you so much, Jayanta.
Thank you.
Okay. Now the time for the results of essay competition. Essay competition on National Science Day was on the theme Future of Science, Technology and Invention, Impact on Education, Skill and Work. I'll go with the third prize first. It goes to Miss Rima Lahane, MPhil student, Department of CS and IT, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar University. Second prize goes to Miss Rajeshri Ganesh Kanke. She is also MPhil student, Department of CS and IT. Yeah, we can have a round of applauses for them if they are available. They can put their screens also on if the students are there. Yes. And now for the first prize, it goes to Mr. Siddharth Pradhan, MSc CS second year student, Department of CS and IT. And a consolation prize is also there. This goes to Miss Aishwarya Namdo Shelke. She is MSc IT second year student of Department of CS and IT. So congratulations to all.
Congratulations to all
Uh,
the winners.
Yes, sir. Now, essay competition results for Women's Day theme, sir, which was on women's in leadership, achieving an equal future in COVID-19 world. The third prize goes to Miss Shilpa Digvijay Pandey. She is from Devgiri College, BSc second year student, Aurangabad. The second prize goes to Miss Aparna Magre, MPhil student, Department of CS and IT. The first prize goes to Miss Saida Bibi Amin. She is our first year student, CS student, Department of CS and IT. And a special consolation prize goes to Miss Amani Amen Al Damdi. She is our student only, but she is from Yemen and she has written very beautiful on the woman. So we give a consolation prize for that also. Congratulations to all.
to all
If
the
I
winners.
request, yes, sir. I request all the members if they can on the screen, video screen, like all students as well as the new members join, so we can have a photograph. Like we cannot meet together,
But
but
yeah,
we can have this sharing together. I request all the members to on their screen for at least few minutes. We know the streaming problem is there. Thank you, Sushil sir. Anybody, I request every member, if possible, just please screen on so that we can. Thank you, Savan ma'am. Welcome.
Welcome.
Vandana
Thank you,
ma'am,
ma'am.
welcome.
yeah. शेफी सर नमस्ते वेलकम आपका मूड मूड है मुटेड है समझ सर नमस्कार
Rohit, we can take a
Namaskar.
pic of this.
या
Yes, ma'am, I am taking.
या
Thank you.
किरंगे सर
Thank you, sir.
अच्छा किरंगे मैडम
सर सर उतना ही
बर ठीक है काय प्रॉब्लेम सो रोहित यू कैन
हाँ
टेक स्नैप या
हाँ
Yes, sir,
along
yes, I am taking.
yeah along with guest today's speaker Dr. Jayanta and all the members.
Thank you all. Um, so I can go for official vote of thanks now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, thank you all. We are really thankful to Dr. Jayanta Singh for sparing his time and knowledge with us and really opening new dimensions with ICT in different sectors. We are very proud as well as thank you, Jayanta. Thank you very much. We are thankful to Professor Ratnadev Deshmukh sir for guiding us for the success of these 2 week activities. Thank you so much, sir. We are also very thankful to the chairman, Sri Sudhir Sambre sir, for his wholehearted support and suggestions wherever and every time required. Thank you so much, sir. I thank all the esteemed members, Sri Sushil Sambre sir, Dr. Ullas Shinde sir, Dr. Syed Shaifuddin sir, Dr. Vaishali Ingle, Dr. Kirange sir, Dr. Seema Kautekar madam, Dr. Mukta Dopeshwarkar, Dr. Mukti Jadhav, all the new members, Dr. Vandana madam, Dr. Savant ma'am, all the members. Thank you so much. With this, I also want to thank all the student participants for making participating in our competition as well as attending today's event. So thank you so much. I would also like to thank our energetic young team behind the screen, Mr. Mahesh Lange, Mr. Rohit Gupta, Mr. Akshay Shirsagar, Mr. Kaite, Mr. Madhav Kankar. Thank you so much. Thank you all for this event. Thank you so much.
yeah. Thanks, Dr. Mumtata.
thank you madam.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
Uh,
you, Dr.
Bye.
hello
Bye.
Yeah,
Dr. Jayanta sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Sudhir Sambre. You're from Aurangabad? Are
Actually,
you?
I am from Manipur, studied at
Uh,
Aurangabad from 2000, I think 1994 to 2004 for 10 years.
yeah.
Then now
yeah,
I
yeah,
come
yeah.
back.
Nice. Very
So,
nice. Very nice.
sir, he has done his PG and PhD at department at our. He was
Acha,
Merota sir was guide. Merota sir student. Yeah, and we
acha,
are
acha.
very well connected regularly
Yes, sir.
in
Ah.
by means of different activities also.
Uh, at Aurangabad, we are also executing one METI project,
Okay.
that is electronic cluster.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
electronic
So
manufacturing cluster project we are implementing at MIDC Shendra.
Okay.